Welcome to another episode of Rectec Reels. I'm Henna McQuana, Commercial Success Manager from Rectec, and joining me today is Tielo Morgan at Teamtailor, and we're going to be talking about all things support. So, Ty, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, I'm Ty. Tielo Morgan. I've worked at Teamtailor for about 3 years now. Originally started out sort of in recruitment, agency recruitment, and then made the switch to tech sales, where I started off as a individual contributor and then moved over into management. So yeah, I've been doing that for about 2 years now, and got a great team, and we're really growing here in the UK. So yeah.
Exciting times. So now that you're an expert when it comes to this sort of stuff, it'd be really good to kind of have a chat with you about how much has changed when it comes to support. So as the world has become so much more online than it ever has been before, how do you think the type of support that businesses actually need has changed?
Well, I think like traditionally, like when you look at ad agencies and other businesses, from the 90s, you'd have had account managers that are more sort of single support people, I think. So if you've got a problem, you've got your account manager, you go to them, they come back with answers and help and stuff like that. But I think moving into today's day and age, I think it's a lot more, as you said, online and digital. So I think having like a vast network of people within your organization that cover different fields is really important. And I think that's what's changing the most. I think people are realizing that you need everyone to work together to support the company, rather than that one individual person who seems to know everything. And I think it's a lot more about success when it comes to what you're getting out of the company that you're investing in. So I think before it was a bit more, I'm an account manager, I'm going to make you feel good, it's going to go really well. But these days it's more about the numbers. Are you using the platform well enough? Are you using all the features well enough? That sort of thing. So I think that's where it's changed the most from what I can tell anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It is definitely not what it used to be, is it? And there's so much different types of support now as well. So it's difficult to know what you need, right?
Definitely.
So with that in mind, obviously the needs that these businesses have when it comes to support is changing all the time. So how can you actually make sure that adoption is there and there is consistent success as well that's being maintained across the users?
I think, well, one of the first things is having the tools in order to see, how the company is doing when picking up the platform that you're offering or whatever you're offering. So I think having the tools there is really important. So looking at metrics, understanding maybe what features they're using the most of, what they're not using the most of, employee engagement as well. So then you can use that information to pass back to your clients and inform them on how to do things better. So I think that's really important. I think having like a digital presence also really important in today's day and age. It's not as face to face, is it? So I think just being accessible through support chats, video calls online. I think digital academies as well is really good. It's something you can log into and crack on with, rather than waiting for that face-to-face meeting that might happen in a week's time or something. So you've got more of a proactive approach, I think, when it comes to onboarding, which I think is really important. I think having more of a dedicated project manager your side, I think, is also really important, because you're that person that's getting all of these messages from your team and the different departments, and then you can funnel that to the support team on the other side, basically, and they can get to your solutions quicker, rather than having lots of people reaching out at lots of different times, and it's just a bit disjointed. So I think that's really important to have and to do.
Exactly. I think a really good point that you've made there is a lot of people, I suppose, in my experience, like when they get a new piece of technology, they just think, right, they're there if I need them, and then that particular business isn't potentially being as like reaching out, let's say, as much as they should be doing. But also, I think also the team maybe don't know where they need to go to or what they have available to them as well. So because there's no POC on the client side, they don't know, and they probably won't know because nobody does. So it's so important that actually you're working together.
Sorry.
That's all right, no problem at all.
Just ping pong noise in the background. Sorry, one sec. Yeah. Sorry, I think your question's really good though that you were asking. So
Okay, so Ty, the final question that I have for you, with all your experience, both being in agency recruitment and having used this type of tech, and also now kind of selling that tech and making sure it's the best fit for someone's business, you've probably got lots of advice in your head. So what advice would you give to someone who's actually thinking about bringing on a new ATS?
So I think the first thing is to know exactly what your organization needs. So I think before you commit to taking on a new piece of tech, just make sure that you understand what all of your departments want, what they need, what's going to work best for them. Because there's nothing worse than investing in tech or a new platform.
Yeah.
And actually there's certain things within the platform that doesn't work for certain people within your team and your department. It just causes friction, and it just makes the support and onboarding and stuff like that just not as smooth, basically. It also makes your onboarding a lot easier because you can work out the milestones in conjunction with the timelines of your organization. So I think that's a number one thing to have. I mean, I've seen it in the past where, people light a platform, they go in all guns blazing, and then slowly realize that actually it's not the right model for them, which always isn't nice.
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
So I think
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, but I was going to say, so I think that's important. I think I mentioned it earlier on, but I think having a sort of dedicated project manager from that company as well is really important. So someone who's going to get all of the information together, be that point of contact, be the driving force for it. Because, it is tricky to implement a new platform, even if it is, a month implementation, there's lots of moving parts. So someone who's going to manage that through, I think is a good important point, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think you've given some really, really good points there, and actually really nicely segues me into the kind of final part. So if, like Ty said, you're wanting to sort of map out what you're looking for, but also have no idea where to start, you can obviously access Rectec, and we can help you figure out what it is that you need and make sure that you're getting the right tech in front of yourselves. So if you do want to take advantage of our comparison platform, you can register for free today at rectec.io. But thanks so much, Ty, for joining me today. And have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.